What is good, guys? What is going on? It's Rover Sports here. All I could say is that a win is a damn win. The Giants are going to play close with a lot of football teams. It's kind of their style. Because they don't have a quick play offense. And part of that might be Daniel Jones' skill set. Part of it is just the scheme of Jason Garrett. There's a lot of things that kind of go into the Giants and them not running quick, like them not scoring points. Like they're not going to blow out really any team in the NFL because they run the football, the clock gets moving, and they play possession by possession games, and that puts stress on the defense to be pretty good. And I guess if your offense, but in the same token, if the offense can succeed, it keeps the defense off the field. But, against Brandon Allen, I definitely felt the pressure being a Giants fan of that the Giants needed to win this game if they were going to have a chance at the playoffs. And just talking about the game, opening series was fantastic. Opening series, the Giants went down there, and the Giants were able to get a touchdown. And Evan Ingram had a huge play on 3rd and 1, and Daniel came out really well. Then the play that jolted the game was that 103-yard kickoff return, which you don't expect from a Joe Judge and special teams plays. The guy was in the end zone, and maybe the Giants thought that he was going to kneel the ball down in the end zone, but still, guy returned it for a long touchdown. Then the Giants came back out there, a couple of 3-and-outs on both sides. Then the Giants got a drive going once again. And with the Giants, sometimes they need to execute 12-play drives, and maybe that's how teams are playing the Giants. But Darius Slayton had a wide-open touchdown, and he dropped it. And that's a play that you need. That's a play that you need to make in that situation. Then Evan Ingram, really well thrown ball by Daniel Jones, he fumbles. I credit that a lot to a great play by Von Bell of Cincinnati, I do. And Evan Ingram had a great play on the first series, and then in the third quarter, he might have had one of the winning plays of the game. So I give Evan credit for just continuing to play in and play out, and not let, some of his horrendous plays really discourage him. But again, the Giants' offense is not that explosive, so you're not going to blow out a team. Brandon Allen's not going to, he did have those interceptions, but the Bengals were going to try to run the ball. The defense today was really good. Everybody on defense. You're going against a pretty bad quarterback and an offense, but still the defense, came out there and won the game. It was a defensive game. Then in the third quarter, I think it was the third quarter, the Giants were driving off of that Ingram play, and Jones tweaks his hamstring. Hamstring gives out, can't do anything. Then Colt McCoy comes into the game, and Colt did a nice job of just managing the game. He didn't turn it over at all, and the defense was the ones that really survived down the stretch. And Graham Gano, of course, again, one of the heroes of the game today. Graham Gano, I'm trying to think of how many kicks Gano made. Made four kicks, I believe, for Graham Gano. So the point about this game, though, is that the refs almost cost the Giants the football game. Late in the game, the Giants are up 9, playing really well, getting fumbles, almost interceptions, really controlling the game. Then the Giants, Cincinnati has it with, 3rd and 10, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, down by 9. They throw the ball into the end zone. Darnay Holmes, for 1 second, might contact the receiver's arm, but then Higgins goes up, and Darnay Holmes plays perfect defense, and the ref calls a pass interference, a gift touchdown for Cincinnati that the ref just called. Then when they get it on the 1-yard line, they go play action, and the Giants guy is held. There is a man downfield, an illegal lineman downfield, and the ref calls none of that whatsoever. So the ref, in that case, gifted Cincinnati a touchdown. Then on 3rd and 4, they call a ticky-tack penalty. Because, by the way, Mackenzie Alexander was also holding Golden Tate That play was not called, but yet the Darnay Holmes play was called. Then they call a play on Cam Fleming where it was away from the play. Fleming slips, kind of contacts the guy. And that's a ticky-tack 50-50 call that the ref calls. And that one play almost cost the Giants the game, because if Wayne Gallman catches the ball, it goes down in bounds, the game is freaking over. So suddenly the Giants are now up 2, kicking the ball back with 1:10 left from their own 25-yard line. That's as dicey as it gets, because even any NFL quarterback, any professional player can complete a 15-yard throw and set up what would have been the game-winning field goal for Cincinnati. Then on the kick return, which the Giants special teams was brutal all day, that they had to start pooching the ball. Then that guy Erickson had the ball, made several guys miss, was going to take it down the sideline in the field goal range to win the game. And the Giants guy, like a shoestring tackle somewhere along that play, saved the football game. And then the Giants ended up getting to Allen, and I think it was shared, had this defensive lineman. What a play. What a play. Sack fumble. Big Cat picks it up. Leonard Williams played really well today. He just had that one roughing the passer where, again, it was like an unnecessary push. But again, ticky-tack sort of call. Like calls that a lot of times the ref won't make. The ref was trying to get Cincinnati to win somehow. I don't know why. They wanted Cincy to score that touchdown. They wouldn't let the Cam Fleming hold go. I mean, the refs were all over the Giants today, and yet the Giants prevailed. And that one strip sack fumble, man, that saved the season. The shoestring tackle, because that guy was taking it down the sidelines. So the Bengals were going to win the game. I mean, when the Bengals had it on the 50-yard line, I thought the Bengals were going to win the game. Just a thrilling win, a sack fumble, yelling on the guys to jump on the ball. The Giants now, you look at them, they've beaten Washington on a 2-point conversion, got an interception late, but I think the Giants were in control of that game. They beat the Eagles pretty soundly, and today it came by the skin of their teeth in Cincinnati. You know, Daniel Jones goes out. This is one of those games off of a bye week, and yeah, the Giants weren't great today, but it's a game that if the Giants lose, the season is over. Gettleman's, getting fired. Daniel Jones is whatever. And now you keep the dogs off like another week. You know what I mean? And now you keep like those fans and you start to keep that talk at bay. And now you look today and suddenly you worry about the defense, the way the defense clinches the game. You can now ease back into the season, the offensive line coach drama, all of that. Brandon Allen's a suitable quarterback in this league. He's not that good, but he's all right. And this game was the one game on the schedule that, like, Cincinnati's so bad that it puts so much pressure on you. Because if you lose to Seattle, I mean, the fan base isn't going to riot. But they would have rioted if they lost that game up 9. You would have heard about Ingram. You would have heard about Darius Slayton. You would have heard about the Giants not being able to win. The media would have been absolutely awful to the Giants. And that is the NFL for you. It's going to come down to the end. These are good teams, good professionals, and the Giants find a way to get a W, and that's the NFL. That is the league. Mike Zimmer almost got fired today because, again, like if Carolina beats Minnesota, the fan base is going to absolutely be irate. But now Minnesota's 5-6. Now they're still kind of in it. They might get to 8-8, but they could have been 6-10. And these games are the difference between hiring and firing somebody. The optics of how things look. And Colt McCoy came in and did admirable. Really praying for Daniel to get back, praying, for guys to get healthy to do their jobs well. You don't want to see injuries in sports. And for Daniel Jones, that was awful. For Joe Burrow, also our prayers are with Joe Burrow. That'll get back next year, and that'll be healthy enough to play this game and play it at the level that he's accustomed to again. So, thrilling win. A game that you needed to have, a play that needed to be made. Now you look at the season, you got 3 straight wins in the bag. This team can now exhale a little bit, finding ways to win. The defense, everybody can celebrate. You can exhale. That game was an absolute ball buster in every way. That was such an emotional roller coaster for 3 hours. And again, the Giants had all the pressure because the Giants were kind of supposed to win that game against a backup quarterback. So I don't like it. I don't like playing teams that they're crappy opponents. but you're supposed to win. Those are the most pressure games to keep up with the NFC East, to keep all the jokesters out, to keep, whatever, like I alluded to earlier. So this was a win and survive kind of game. I'm happy to see the Giants win, and I think that the Giants, one thing about them is that the way that they play with running the football, they're going to keep the good teams in the game, or they're against good teams like Seattle. The way that the Wayne train is rolling right now, the Giants are going to be able to push around good teams and really stay in the fight for a long time against good teams and have a chance to win it at the end. But against bad teams, they don't have knockout punches. They're not Mike Tysons out there. They're a bunch of, Floyd Mayweathers. And as a Floyd Mayweather, if I was equating the analogy to Floyd Mayweather, they are not even that good at escaping punches. They want to play this kind of cat and mouse game where long possessions, kind of ball control offense, not a ton of explosive plays. And Daniel Jones is kind of that quarterback. He likes the intermediate game. He's going to throw it 5-10 yards. A couple of times he'll take a shot, when it's there. It's not like a Mahomes. It's not like Russ. Even Kyler Murray. There's some explosive quarterbacks in this league. There's explosive quarterbacks at the college level, like Mac Jones, Kyle Trask, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, the great ones at college. But this is the NFL. And for Daniel, the Giants need Daniel if they're going to go into Seattle, have a shot the rest of the season, but specifically next week. So Daniel, I think that Daniel, again, is going to, kind of get a chance to walk, stretch out that hamstring, hopefully be really good to go against Seattle. And then the Giants can keep this thing moving. Because I looked at Daniel, he's still walking around. So today's win was everything. Today's win was everything for the Giants, clinging to the season. And that strip sack is one we'll remember, just like the 2-point try of the Giants guarding the 2-point try against Kyle Allen. You'll remember these type of wins. And now the Giants can go into Seattle, play with house money, get Danny Dimes back, load the truck up, go into Seattle, and enjoy a heck of a time in Seattle, where I think the Giants can have a decent shot of winning next week.